Hello, my name is Zbigniew Woznowski and I represent Reality, and I'm happy to show you our journey, how to build a company actually from very scratch in this dynamic free-to-play game as a service business. Few words about us. Reality was founded in 2015. Our headquarters is Krakow. We have also two other branches in London and Ningbo, China, where we are still building our business relations. My background is marketing. I was running successful advertising agency. Michał Płachta is responsible for our technology. He's from Ocado. It's a company that does what Amazon, but for the groceries. Greg Flow comes from Huge, and our Greg Bass comes from government agency. What basically we do free-to-play games, and we are struggling a lot with technology. This is why we decided to build our own game engine for geolocation and AR, and that's our learning curve. Right now we had start actually for many years. We've been working just organically. The user acquisition just came to us this year. This is the beginning, and actually we are not famous yet about any specific products. Right now you can see downstairs a few mentions about Landlord Go. We have a movie there. But, right now 3 products in production. Food Truck, which is geolocation tycoon. You can place the food truck on real streets. Speculate, which is based on Twitch data. There's a stock market where you can buy streamers and game shares. And of course we have Landlord Go. But I'm seeing at my team, and they are blinking some eyes to me to don't talk about business and marketing and talk about more about story. So actually let's jump to 2014. This is me. This is winter time, and I'm riding a bike. It's minus 20 degrees of centigrade, and I'm riding the bike to buy Wieliczka salt mine because I was playing the game, which was launched a few weeks ago. So the game is so amazing. It's like Monopoly board game that is taken to the real world, and this is a very important day in my life, because I realized that I was so addicted to that game and so pissed off that it's full of crashes that I have decided to fix it, and I wrote an email to the developer. So it was a very simple email, but I'm interested. James reacted, and he told me that he's happy to sell me this game for that amount of money. Well, so I flew to London, and we made a deal. I paid him £2,500, and the rest I decided to pay him from the future revenue. So regarding what was the starting point, and actually what did I buy? Well, I bought the game with the name Landlord, which was made by a chartered accountant who is learning how to code. And look at those numbers. So the game had 20,000 downloads, some revenue, and 56% crash-free sessions. So that was one thing. And then just 15 daily downloads, $1-2 daily revenue, backend done in monolith Scala, frontend in something amazing, what is called accelerated titanium. Never try this at home or in the company. So I bought this game as it was. If I only knew how serious problems this game had, I would never do it. But fortunately, I had completely no gaming experience. That wasn't my background, so it seems to be very easy. So what did I decide to do next? Well, so my first steps were not successful. Nobody wanted to help me fix the code. Everyone was telling we need to write it from the scratch, and that would be at least $200,000. Well, then I figured out maybe let's discuss this with some investors. So I was trying to convince them, and after 50 no's, we don't think this will fly, no way, we are not interested. I gave up raising funds. I managed to find a technical co-founder. That was a success. And then we have applied to 3 accelerators, one in San Francisco, another in Moscow, and in London. Third one in London. We have chosen the London. So our pitch was very simple, that we have a product that is generating revenue. And actually my pitch was a little bit different. Our game has 20,000 users and they paid us already $12,000, and I'm great in marketing, and my CTO has worked for Israel Defense Forces. Which was actually true, because every Israeli needs to go to the army. A bit further. So we were chosen from over 600 startups and decided to move to London. Actually, it wasn't so great by the numbers. Probably you have heard that accelerators are giving you a lot of money. No, that wasn't that case. So actually we received $17,000 in real cash, even that it was written down that this is 40,000, but because it was we had to pay for the program. So they paid us 40,000 and we had to pay them back 23. This is how you do the business. So it was very interesting time. Well, we were pumped that that we will be very successful. We had the demo day, and on the demo day and a few days after, we received 3 offers. The one was for £4 million, and the only one thing was to go to Riyadh and work with the royal family members. That was weird. But we were so pumped that that we will be great, successful, that we have refused those smaller offers, which seems that time very reasonable, and we decided to launch. Okay, so the launch looked like that. Actually, this is 1,000, if you see. Okay, 1,000 they say 1,000 daily downloads. So it was a good first day. Then actually, it was not so good. This is just the beginning of things which didn't go further. So that's the beginning of Accelerator. This is the time when my Israeli CTO decided to leave the company, just before the demo day. This is the launching time, and also another guy decided to leave a bit later. So what can you do when you have something about 50 to 100 downloads per day and about $70 per day? Well, not much, because our monthly revenue is around 2,000. Of course, lack of technical skills. The problematic ownership issue, because the guys have left and the accelerator didn't give us the papers to sign that they were the bed leavers. So actually, they left, and I was still the guy with 30% of the company, and I had to buy them out somehow. So I already knew that the story will be not so easy, because there will be no salary, and nobody also will fund the lonely founder. But players like the product. Lifetime value at that time was around $1, and look at the retention. Can you see this kind of retention anywhere? So, well, I didn't know that this is very important. Actually, a few guys told me that a bit later. But that was the typical story. That we don't have money, that we have to pay, because then I decided to come from London to Krakow. I was working at home, and James was still the guy who was running the bank account. So he was telling me that we need some cash. And of course, I was very soon to leave this business, but I have managed to meet wonderful people. One was Marek Przystaś from Ducky Deck, and another Vincent Bergonjon. And they told me, look, you should try to do something with it. You have good numbers. So I decided to do that. I have invited Michał Łagodzic, and he started to work at home. I was working at home, and we had several developers who were working, as a freelancers. And as a result, we had some marketing materials. You see this guy. We decided that this guy will be, our character. A funny thing about this guy, because it was hard to develop, the special person, and we had like 50 concepts who that should be. Who should be the landlord? Is that the guy who is actually greedy? Is he a banker? Or is he, the evil? Well, we bought him at iStock for 24 euros, and for a very long time he was, our character. So then I managed to get some free help from enterprises. So we get like $250,000 in servers. So actually that was good. This is another thing, thanks to Dawid Ostrowski from Google for that, because that time, we shouldn't get that, but he believed. Thank you once again. So okay, working from home, and I had an idea that, I will send to journalists, a great PR package that I have chosen 279 cities worldwide, and everywhere I put the product, and I was sending them packages, trying to do that. It's supposed to fly amazingly. But the MailChimp suspended our account after like 15 minutes. So the thing which we were preparing for several weeks actually didn't fly. So we went for $99 PR. That's the company. No, it's not worth it. Don't spend $99 for that. So then another idea. Let's try to use some global reach of our players. We already had some players, so we decided to do the localizations. Why 50? Well, because the 50 is a big number, and it was ambitious. So I asked Michał to do this 3,653 unique graphics and upload them to the App Store. He was working from home. This is amazing. And entire localizations were done by our players, because I was still running on social media channel. I was able to ask them to do it, and we were paying them by virtual coins. So that was the story fact. Then there we have a launching day, number 1. Yeah, amazing. And our account was suspended. So all our, it was on Google actually. So it was like 1,800 graphics that, we had to create a new Google account and upload them once again. That was a launching day when the product was waiting, for the players. The reason for that is that we have used those kind of metadata. We put them like that, like we thought, you do on the website, and based on that, you are growing the, search engine optimization. Amazing. But then, you see there's a missing letter G here, and it's on purpose. Let me show you that. So then we have a bit better story. So that was the beginning, and then started to go, and then we had server down, server down, server down. Actually, those server downs, there were many. Many means like in that time we had 10 million full-up crashes, 88% crash-free sessions, and average server restart was every 4 hours. Not bad, because this actually helped us to grow 10% per week, and we managed to 12 million downloads. You are here, you understand this is the users are not downloads are not users, downloads. And also the revenue came very, very, very quickly. So then it was much easier. Then we went to KPT, and they gave us the office space, the first small room, then another one, then another. In 6 months we had, an office. Then another problem came, that we actually need to keep those people, and we need to keep them happy. We need to try to hire people, and we were hiring, everybody who was, in gaming industry. This is why, for example, we have hired a copywriter from first Witcher 1, and because he had, the CD project in his CV. he wasn't right for, for example, for gaming, but that time we were trying to find anybody actually who would come up to us. Right now we have an employee stock ownership plan. 20% of the shares goes to the team, and we don't have investors because we bought them out. They received 12 return of the investments, and we are struggling with something else. Actually, it was the company culture. I was trying to figure it out actually how this is different based on the company stage, based on how people understand things. So first of all, the startup. It was quite obvious for us if it is that working means that we are launching too late. But then we have an indie studio, like it doesn't need to just work. We want our players to love us. Is that the right approach? Not sure. And there is a gaming company, game as a service, something what we have just realized a year and a half ago that something like that exists, and you need to look closer into data. And there is something what we would like to have is by having more people in user acquisition department than in game design, because this is actually building the scale. So we had a moment when we started to understand where we are. So first moments of huge emotions that that we generate more money than Tinder. Actually, it is really more, but this is one day in Hungary. Having more downloads than Facebook, yes, it sounds great, but Facebook already has 2 billion. So trying to find out what is actually important, what is not, and asking those kind of questions, which are for the beginning developer very important. Then the minimum KPI set to understand the basics, understand based on on locations, on markets, and then I had an idea that everything what is around the game should be in mission control unit. I mean, people are a little bit laughing about it. They don't like it very much, but each time when somebody is coming to our office, they are taking photos of that. So we already have 3 walls, actually 4 walls like that, and we are trying to find some KPIs there and to understand and measure the business, because from the beginning we had no money. So this is why the idea was to try to figure it out how to work on organic traffic, how to build a company based on organic traffic without the feature, how it is actually possible. Well, it is possible. The thing is, you need to actually very deeply look into things which are getting on inside the game and, of course, outside the game. So then we made our own copycat. That's done a trumpet. He had nice numbers, 4 weeks of work. Thank you, Camille. 3 million downloads, 1 million in revenue. Yeah, good number, like for 4 weeks of work. It will be done at Trumpet 2020. Then learning to fail fast. That's important. Well, this is my favorite concept because I was running it from the beginning. I wanted people to play weather. Why? Because it's one of the most famous topics in the world. People talk about weather all the time. So it was the weather app with the play button. You were placing the bets against future weather. Also, we have spent about $100,000 to invite real weather presenters. We had people from Good Morning America. We had national weather presenters. Amazing, and then we launched it. 100,000 downloads 3 days. Retention D+1, retention D+3. Oh, why we didn't make some tests before, Total revenue was great, yeah, $80, comparing to 500,000 spent on project costs. But that was also a very good lesson for us that we managed to kill this project after 4 weeks. To don't think about the assets, don't think about it, maybe I will sell this to somebody else. No, leave it and that and keep going from where there is a need. Then I was trying to figure it out. Maybe we should work. We should get finally a feature. Don't do it as I did. This is the way I went to LinkedIn. I put the App Store Developers Relations Manager, and then I have figured out how the email is set up. That they have the first letter and then a dot, and I send them an email, many emails, and then they told me that I shouldn't, and they sent me a link. So we learned that we shouldn't spam the country managers for the stores. Actually, to get the feature, now after a little while we actually get it, so I can tell it what are the ways. The level 0, the level 1, you can ask for the review on the Google Apple form. It's easy. You can pitch to developer relation managers. They're here, 2 of them. So if you're at this level, you can just go to them and say hello. It will work. It's much better if the developers relation manager will discover your app, because then he thinks that it's already good. There's a level 4 that you can ask once again for a feature, and there's level 5. Your app performance is so good that you are invited to Four Seasons Hotel in San Francisco at GDC, and this is different. This is different because you are coming to the to the apartment, and there are 2 or 3 guys, and you tell what you're planning to do for the future. And there's no level 6, but Apple is different. So okay, so that was a little introduction to the things, and I will try to show you some little tips and tricks which we tried or trying or actually planning to do, how to actually get those 10 million organic downloads. It is possible. Actually, it is possible for more. So the first thing is to engage users outside of the App Store. Do a lot of experiments. Sometimes even that they look that they are wonderful, they are not. But it's you should do experiments. The next things are the SDKs. Actually, during the time we had like 29. Yeah, we didn't know that they are hurting our performance. So we started actually to read them, what should stay, what not, simple as that. And we have realized that Android Vitals are very, very crucial for organic traffic. And here we went, from 56 at the beginning to 99.88 with, such a big number of SDKs. And really we see the difference when you just remove the SDK, when you just go lower with the benchmark. I mean, with the benchmark, then it is really great. Then fighting with the reviews. So that's a tough topic. But this is actually the story when we had from 4.4. It took us, almost 2 years to go to 4.55. Google is changing the rating. That would be good because you will be not punished by your past sins. And also, Google made a very interesting tool, which is the pre-launch report. It can give you added value what to change. So from the tips right now, we will be testing the instant apps that they can radically change your organic traffic. We have an idea of setting up 200 of them based on special location, and we should get the organic traffic. I mean, the long tail that should convert into free traffic. We are still in the middle of that, so it's not proved yet. Very important is a special invite mechanism, is how actually this works. It took us 3 years to actually understand this, and still in the new product there will be actually the final good version. Then easy sign in. Since we have implemented WeChat, suddenly China is our number 3 in downloads and revenue. So that was very easy thing. Actually, this is also more important because you can get the lookalike audience from the logins in the systems. So it's worth to have more of them. 2 weeks ago, I went to Las Vegas. There was this is the screen from that. There's the guys, they came up with an idea which is working very well, that before they ask for the push notification permission, they show the banner, and which is actually telling that those push notifications are more important. And this is changing the things significantly. So another thing which is maybe not so new, but we're actually putting big attention. This is especially for the new products, pre-registrations. So on pre-registration, you can actually set up that your game already is in the store, but people cannot download it. But they can register that they will download it in the future. So actually, when you are launching, you're not starting from 0. You are starting from much bigger number. And of course, Android virtuals are very important here. You know, those kind of stuff which at the beginning developers are not looking very carefully. With the scale, it matters a lot. Getting your customer support ready for quick reaction is very important. We have something about 3,000 emails per day coming to us, you know, that something is wrong, or give me coins, or I deserve those coins, or you told me that I will receive those coins. And we are replying to all of them manually, with a little help of AI, which is not yet intelligent, only 30% intelligent to do the case. And to get more downloads, you can also think about some expansion. So that's the list of the stores that you can actually try and add your app. Plenty of them are in China, but some of them are international. If you have your Android APK, so that shouldn't be a problem to actually set up and get 5% here, 10% here, 3% here, and that will grow the entire thing. So we came up also with an idea how to cooperate with influencers. So we have set up the 3 kind of deals. That the flat rate, 20% guarantee, and revenue share deal. So the revenue share deal is quite simple. We were showing them, you know, try to understand how many video views they can deliver. Then game signups, paying players, average revenue per paying player, and you know that there could be a big number. Of course, this is not working as easily. But we managed to sign like 20, I think, revenue share deals from our over 100 campaigns. So that's the 20%. From the beginning, we thought that this will be very nice and it will be working this way. But on AppsFlyer, we can actually find 20% of that traffic from the influencer video. The next thing is that there's always a time to figure out about paid traffic and try to understand how the paid traffic is versus the organic. You know, we were very, for many years in this organic, but when we actually started to realize now we are ready and we will be doing a lot of user acquisition. And I hope that helped you a little bit how to get those 10 million downloads. It is possible. It is possible in Poland. It is possible without investors, in the office, staying, whatever it takes. So thank you. We are hiring